Good morning. Out for another walk. Today I'm in Ainsford at Lullingstone Country Park. I'm doing about 6 or 7 miles and I'm taking a loop round the outskirts of the park, which should take in the castle and the Roman villa. I may sort of divert off path, and I normally do. I normally get lost anyway, so I may divert on path and take in some other sights. So yeah, it's a dull and miserable morning. It's spitting with rain, but it is what it is for the time of year. So let's get going and come along for the walk with me. As I said in my introduction, we're following the black path, or the black arrow, which is a loop right round the outskirts of the country park. Until, well, a few hundred yards back, I was also following what is known as the white route, or the white arrow, which is a woodland walk. I mean, we're still in the woodland, the woods now, but it was a lot denser further back. Looking at the conditions out here, there's no wonder there's not many people about. You can imagine bringing your dogs and your children through this. Get a bit of cleaning up to do afterwards. Well, I've just walked up quite a steep hill for about 200 yards, so forgive me if I'm puffing a bit. I'm now walking along the side of the golf course. And I'll just pan round, show you the view. There's just no one about today. Suits me. Well, I'm out of the mud for a while, which is quite nice, because I mean that was pretty heavy going. It was hard work going uphill, but going downhill was just so slippery. For the few that may be interested, I'm trying out a new camera today. My Osmo Action unfortunately developed a fault. It's under guarantee, so it's currently in Holland being repaired. But this new camera is a DJI Pocket 2. Basically, it's a gimbal with a little camera on it. So I'm struggling a bit because it's all new to me, and I think you've probably gathered by now that I'm walking away from it and I'm wearing a lapel mic. Which, a wireless lapel mic, which comes with it, part of the kit. So I'll be interested personally to see how this comes out, because there'll probably be a lot of heavy breathing where I'm sort of going uphill, whereas before, with the camera at distance, I can get away with quite a bit, but then I can't talk at distance from the camera. So I'll see when I get it into on my computer, into the post-production stage. That's a beautiful woodland view there to the right. A bit hazy, but beautiful all the same. Okay, black route, blue route, to the left. Back into the splosh and mud again. Still, it's a very enjoyable walk. It's lovely just being out. Well, the idea of the new camera, seem to be picking up a lot of camera equipment. Like over the last 18 months, I seem to have picked up a lot of tents as well. I'm hoping, once I get the hang of this one, to use this one more for the walks and vlogging. It's lighter. Obviously, it comes with a wireless mic, so I can sort of move away from camera. The Osmo Action is a great camera, but it goes on a very, very heavy 3-axle gimbal that I've been carrying, and it's been pretty heavy going over sort of 7 miles, having it most of the time with my right hand. It's been hurting my wrist. But that camera was originally bought for kayaking, because even without a case, so I can actually record audio, it's waterproof to 11 meters. So obviously if it's tethered to the kayak, for some reason it goes overboard, it's not damaged. So the reasoning behind why I end up with several cameras. Okay, sign coming up again, black arrow, telling me to turn right, so that's exactly what I will do. Seen a couple of people out playing golf now, so maybe because it's getting slightly later in the morning, a few people are out and about. I think you can hear that underfoot. It's mud with puddles that are about 7-8 inches deep. Oh well, I suppose I better get back in the woods, shift along the path. Onward. As you can see on the post there, you've got the blue and the black arrow, and the blue arrow is the bridle way, so obviously the two meet. As you can imagine, these can get extremely muddy, because with the horses and us churning it up, it makes it far worse than if it's just, you know, us walking. But strangely, it looks like I'm coming up to a dry bit going downhill. Makes a change. Well, it looks like it's all uphill for a bit. Well, this is a steep and very slippery bit. It's been quite heavy going, and it's not over yet. Well, I'm nearing the top, but there's the path. You can see There's a bridge there, and then it's quite steep going back down into the woods. I'll give you a little pan round. It's a shame it's such a misty day, but it can always be recorded another time. And there's the path I'm carrying on. I'm nearly at the top. It's the mud. It's really not helping. It's not just the hill. For every step you're taking, you feel like you're stepping back half a pace. There's a tree just stuck out there in the middle of nowhere, which I think is mentioned on one of the descriptions for the walk. I'm just going through a little bit of woodland again, loads of mud, and then coming out into the open fields. Oh, downhill. There is Ainsford. It's a lot less muddy on this section, which is I'm grateful for, to be honest. Very nice walk all the same. The views are absolutely stunning. You just imagine them in the summer. Well, there you go, 2 other walkers. So that brings my total tally in about 2.5 hours to having seen 4 people. Not bad. You can definitely say this is social distancing. Now, unusually, we haven't seen any water yet. I mean, there seems to be a theme with most of my videos whereby I'm always near water, but there will be some. I'm sure there will be some in this video. I'm really looking forward to the spring and hopefully the lockdown easing so I can get out kayaking again. Obviously, at the moment, other than the lockdown, there's a lot of flooding. And the rivers are quite dangerous because then you get a lot of debris. So it's better just to stay away, not to chance it. Well, we're now at Lullingstone Roman Villa. Like I said, the building, we'll call it the shed, it encapsulates the villa to protect it. I'll give you a little bit of history on the Roman Villa before I move on. Set in the attractive surroundings of the Darren Valley, the villa was begun in about AD 100 and developed to suit the tastes and beliefs of successive wealthy owners, reaching its peak of luxury in the mid-4th century. Visitors to the villa today can still view the spectacular mosaics and prints of the rare wall paintings, the heated bath suite and the house church. So there's the River Darrant, flowing rather well. If you look into the fields you can see the amount of water they've taken on. They're absolutely saturated. And there's the Darrant flowing on downstream towards the viaduct on through Ainsford, then on to Farningham, which I videoed I believe a week ago, and then down onto Horton Kirby, which I videoed the week before that. Well, what I'm going to do, I'm going to head up to Lullingstone Castle now. I was going to head down to the viaduct and into Ainsford, but I'm actually running out of battery life on both my mobile mic and the camera and the power bank. So I've probably got enough to see this video through, and I'll leave those bits for another day. So we'll crack on up to the castle and then back across to the country park. Well, I took a little detour off the main path there just to check out the villa, to show you the river. Now if you look to the right, that is the way I came down off the Black Arrow route, the loop. So I should have just turned right and then carried on up this road, which takes me straight up to Lullingstone Castle. I just thought I'd let you see that in case you wanted to do the walk yourself at some point. So we're just going to pass a few houses. We should see the river on the left on the way up, and quite a few horses, I believe, if they're out. And then we'll stop at the castle, give you a little bit of information on the castle, and then we'll cut across to the country park. Well, to the left is the outer wall of the castle grounds, and I think you can see it in view now. There's the towers of the gatehouse. Time for a bit of history on the castle.
Lullingstone Castle is a historic manor house set in an estate of the village of Lullingstone in the civil parish of Ainsford. It has been inhabited by members of the Hart Dyke family for 20 generations, including the current owner, Tom Hart Dyke. The World Garden combines plant heritage with cutting-edge horticulture. On the 16th of June 2000, during Tom's 9-month kidnap ordeal in the Colombian jungle, Tom opened his diary and began plans for a garden which would contain plants from around the globe, planted in their respective continents of origin.
Right, well that's our little visit to the castle, and now we're going to carry on, pick up the Black Arrow route again and head back towards the country park. Again, a few years ago, maybe 2 years ago, I filmed this. I filmed the castle from the air with my drone. I was very fortunate at the time. I think it was through Facebook. I put a message out, wondered, you know, whether anyone had any private land wouldn't allow for me to fly from it. And a farmer, I believe his name was Tom, gave me permission to go and take off from his land, which was jolly decent of him. So I have got a video. I'll put a link in the description, and if you want to watch that. It's a bit old, it's a couple of years old, but it's not bad at all. There you go, there's the River Darren. Right, I'm going to stop here and have a 5-minute break and a drink, and I'll get back to you. Well, I'm back in the country park now, so that's the end of my walk. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please give it the thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe for future videos. See you on the next one. Bye for now.